Okay,
Ready to go.
name, rank, and serial number.
05207576. It is.
And name and rank?
Huh?
Name and rank?
Oh, first lieutenant eventually, and here are my dog tags.
Oh.
Visual.
Here are the dog tags.
All right, look at that.
Do you know why you get two?
No, why?
If you are killed,
Uh-huh.
put one in your teeth, in your
Uh,
mouth,
And the other one goes to the company
and the other
commander.
one goes to commander.
And that's what that little nick is?
There,
inside the
there are
dog
two.
tag?
They come with two.
Yeah,
Yeah, and so
I had lost the other one.
yeah. But and that's what the niche is here to hold open your teeth, hold your mouth
maybe
open.
so. I don't know. They
I
just
think
put it in
so,
your
yeah.
mouth. So
Yeah.
when they get the body,
Yeah.
this
And
is how
it has my
because
name, Catholic, and blood type, A negative.
Oh.
if you tie it on a toe, it could be knocked
Yeah.
off.
Yeah, of course. All right, we're on.
Run.
What about if you put it open it and put it on like that? Would that work better?
Yeah, I get it. We'll improvise. We don't have to cover the whole thing. There we go.
Oh, wow.
All right, you're on.
All right.
ROTC.
Okay. Your dad and I, when we were in college, joined ROTC, Reserve Officers Training Corps. Each day or each week, we had the Army come in and give us a lecture on what we expect, what's going to happen when we got in the Army. For that, we got $9 a week from the Army or $9 a month.
Can't remember.
That was it. That was it. It was unbelievable. And that was big bucks when you had nothing. So we went to, what was that one first I had there?
Aberdeen.
No, we went to, before we went to Fort Bragg, we went to Aberdeen Proving Grounds for additional training, which we did. Then we went to Fort Bragg, and
Your specialty.
my specialty was ordnance, and your dad was engineering. When I got there, I wanted to visit his barracks. I went there, and he had a brand new brick building. He had a bedroom to himself, and another guy had a bedroom to his, and they had a common bathroom. Then I went to my facilities, and it was World War II wooden barracks. But I had my own bathroom and my own room. So, from my point of view, it was great.
Tell them how you did your laundry.
I did my laundry, and I just hung the laundry up over my bed and let it dry.
And where you put the dirty clothes and the clean clothes.
I forgot where I put
Put the clean clothes on a chair,
Oh, yeah.
like I do right here.
It was amazing to live like that. What was the next I have there?
Let's see. After is it? Well, you were company commander.
Oh, yeah, we were assigned in my platoon. I was assigned a platoon with a sergeant and enlisted men. And when I got there, the sergeant said he had to lay out all the equipment that were in our platoon. I had to sign for it, whatever the thing was, hammers, screwdrivers, and I signed for it like I was responsible for it. If they lost it all, I was going to spend for it. I didn't care. I was going to be there 2 years. I worry about losing a screwdriver. I didn't care. What was the next one?
You said 80th Ordnance Detachment.
Oh, then this was interesting. Although I was a platoon leader in the 41st Ordnance Company, for some reason, they assigned me to be a company commander for an 8-man unit called the 88th Ordnance Detachment. And that unit went around the Third Army area, measuring muzzle velocity of 8-inch guns, 105 Howards, and so on.
How does one do that?
I didn't know what to do because I had no idea. So again, the enlisted man, the sergeant was in charge. He did everything. He set up the equipment, puts the gun here, device here, when the bullet went over here, it triggered something, went over here, it triggered something, and then you collect the data. And he gave me the data, I signed it, and I handed it off to whoever I handed it off to. But I had no idea what I was doing. Zero. Oh God, they were terrific people. They were really good people. They knew what they were doing.
Well, on one of those, the Bob Dwyer story.
Oh yeah. Part of my duties with these two sergeants, we would go into our units, measure the equipment, be it the vehicles or the ammunition room and the equipment room, and I would evaluate them as best I could. And the best was excellent. I went to this one unit, it was an engineering unit, it was excellent. The equipment was equipment, the vehicles were great, but I said to the sergeant in charge, the best I can give you is a good. He says, why? I said, well, I'll tell you why. People are stealing stuff from our vehicles on our base. We need barbed wire. You got a lot of barbed wire. If you can tell my sergeant you're giving him barbed wire, you get an X. My sergeant called me, he says, tell him to stop giving us barbed wire. We got as much barbed wire as we ever need.
Can't carry it home.
So the man,
You were in Georgia somewhere, right?
he got an excellent. The sergeant got an excellent. And I got my barbed wire.
We visited Albany, Georgia. We visited.
Oh yeah,
Andy.
on one of the trips back, on one of these, I stopped in at Albany, Georgia, where a friend of mine, Andy Robinson, was a navigator on B-52 bombers. So we had dinner there last night, and at the night, got into my Jeep, halfway to Fort Bragg. I think it was called threw a rod through the engine lock, stopped the. Luckily, I had a deuce and a half. We towed it back to Fort Bragg. Now, this is the best part. Whenever something happens, you had to fill out a lot of paperwork, why it happened, and so on. But in this case, Lieutenant Messina of the 88th Ordnance Detachment signed it into Lieutenant Messina, the 41st Ordnance Company, got it in, got it fixed, and there's no paperwork ever to be found anywhere in America. That was great.
What about the bell? You and the sergeant. The bell?
Apparently this one of the units, this sergeant with me, he was doing this before me, and we went past this one place, and in the field was a bell, about 5 feet, and he wanted it. And I said to him, we'd be stealing it. He says, but who would know? I said, you're right. So we put it in the back of the Jeep. We put it back to Fort Bragg.
How'd you pick the thing up?
It was heavy. It was heavy. And we put it back to Fort Bragg, and then he took it back to his farm in Pennsylvania.
Stolen bell.
It was a stolen bell. No one ever knew. Apparently, it was sitting there for a long time, and no one took it.
Because he'd been washing it every time went by.
Yeah,
probably,
he wanted it. He got it. Oh God, that was
the hose when you sergeants needed hose.
oh yeah, when the people in the field did some work, it was always in the field, and it got muddy, and the mud got all over the place, and it took a lot of work to get it done. So they didn't want to do it, so they messed up some part of an engine, and they told us to fix the engine, but then they did it. Not my people.
It was dirty.
I had to clean it. Well, my people had to clean it. And we needed hose. We didn't have any hose. We didn't have enough hose. So I decided to drive to Pope Air Force Base, which is next door to us. I walked into the room, and the sergeant says, I said to him, do you guys have any extra hose? He says, Lieutenant, between those two buildings, there's as much hose you want. So I went back there and I filled up my 55 Ford with all the hose I wanted, brought it back to my unit, and they had enough hose to clean up the world.
It was heavy duty hose.
Oh, yeah, it was really.
Like Air Force
Yeah,
hose.
It was unbelievable. But I got going through requisitioning through the unit, it would take freaking months. Here, these people just said, take as much as you want.
Pope Air Force Base. What did they train there? The 82nd Airborne was at
Yeah.
Fort Gregg. They have to jump out of planes.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. Yep, it was amazing.
We went to one, right? You used to go to the drops.
Oh, yeah.
Heavy drops with the fun.
But heavy
Trucks.
equipment. Oh wow.
Yeah. The thing is, we used to love them dropping every equipment first and then people rather than the other way. But then there are times where the equipment didn't work and you see a quarter-ton Jeep just
Sprayed it in.
right and drop.
All over the ground.
Big gun. Oh, God.
So that anything works. Um, let's see, you told them that story. Let's see. Oh, when you were a defense attorney.
Oh, yeah. I wake up one day and the sergeant said, you got a notice on the board over there. I said, okay, what is it? This young man went home, beat up his father-in-law who had beat up his wife.
Oh.
And so he was the Army had him court-martialed, and I had to defend him. We pleaded guilty and I'll never forget this, extenuating and mitigating circumstances. Didn't make any difference. The court was a captain and two sergeants that had rockets down there. They were there forever. He was found guilty. Forfeiture of all pay and allowances. Reduced to, I forgot, private or something. That was my first chance to become a lawyer.
Yeah, it was your legal career right
My
there.
legal career in the Army. Can you imagine that?
Pleading guilty.
Yeah, you're a lawyer.
Can you imagine today anything like this happening? No way.
Probably still happens.
That was fun. It was fun. But I was reduced. I didn't have to, all the work I had to do was suspended. All I had to do was concentrate on defending this kid. Oh, God.
What about your train ride home?
Oh, yeah. When you went back to New York, if you wore your uniform you got a discount on it. Now I'm on the train and I'm sitting there and these 10 guys from the Marines walked by. Yeah. And they were going to the club and they were going to have a fight with these Army guys. So I went in there. It turned out there was a watch that was stolen, and the guy's name was on it.
Well, great.
So, what's your name, John Smith? Yeah, I'm John Smith. Here's your wallet. I said to the Marines, "You go back, and over here, behind me in the next car, and I don't want to see you until we get to New York. If you do, I'm going to have the conductor stop this car, have the MPs take you back to your." I had no authority to do that. I had no authority to do that. They believed because I was a lieutenant.
He weighed like 155 pounds. Right?
and they believed me. They went back.
Yes,
They
sir.
went to New York. They got off, and no problem. It was amazing.
I can't think of anything else that you that you put here. That no, you said yes, and all the things that you said, unless you something now.
But it was amazing the experience you had in the Army, the different things you did.
Yeah. So what was it like in Fort Bragg?
you watch the enlisted men maintain vehicles. That you did nothing. I never forget this time. You had sergeants and you had specialists. They had ranks, but they didn't have authority. And I'll never forget seeing this sergeant sitting on an engine block in the, and then he's working on the vehicle engine, and he's touching things and doing things to it. I would have lost my hands. And he fixed whatever the hell it was. They were unbelievable. They had the equipment, they had the knowledge, and we the sergeants did the work, and we.
I had to train a lieutenant every now and then.
Yeah, they had to train this. Yeah.
Oh God!
What about the one who took you to Greensboro? Wasn't he Greensboro?
Oh, to buy the car.
To buy the car.
Oh yeah, when
Your Ford died.
Ford died, and this sergeant took me to where was it?
I don't think Greensboro, Goldsboro, Greenboro, something like that.
And he went there, evaluate different cars, and help me buy a '53 Buick.
Which we used for a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the
Yeah.
best part about that Buick is that we're leaving the post.
The trunk popped
The
over.
trunk popped open.
Yeah, I'm just gonna move the microphone down a little bit. There you go.
Oh.
The trunk moved over, and the one of our pillows popped out and fell. So I'm pulled over the side. You pick it up, and this car comes down.
Truck.
Truck comes out, picks up the pillow. You think he's going to give it to me? He goes right by me into the woods.
Turns left on the dirt road.
Just took my pillow. We look at each other. We said, "Forget
Drive
about it. Forget about it. Let him have the pillow." Oh God!
When you had the retirement party for Major Zeller?
Yeah. What was the big thing there? Was the
You drinking too much.
oh yeah,
Pretty much.
drinking too much.
I pick him up.
I pick him up. I tell her, if we stay in, I could be a general.
And he gets in the car, he's wearing his cap. He's wearing his hat. Looking at him. And then he starts talking. I think I realize that he's
You telling the major what it's like, huh?
Oh God!
God's sakes, right? Martinis. You couldn't drink a martini for years
No,
after that.
not even close.
Maybe 20 years or so.
150 something pounds.
Ah.
You can't
Oh,
have 3 martini
yeah,
lunch.
yeah.
And the best part of that unit, we had Bob Hay, Bob Bassino, Mart Hamar, Walt Turpin, me, and a couple of others. We saw each other after the Army. You said once a year we had
Years.
meetings somewhere
Years.
for years.
Yeah, every 5 years we'd have a big reunion.
Bob Hay has died. Walt Turpin has died. Bob Bassino has lost his mind.
Alzheimer's.
Alzheimer's.
Mart's wife died.
Mart's wife died about a month ago.
Also
Yeah.
not knowing what was going on.
So Mart Hamar and I are the only ones who are semi with it.
Yeah, now that they were all lieutenants too.
All lieutenants, yeah.
Uh-huh.
And Mart started a company 50 years ago that I invested in. And
Well, your father's on the board.
Sure. Yeah.
My Hamar Laser.
Hamar Laser. It's amazing how much fun we had in the military, then all the fun we had after the military.
Sure, lifelong friend.
The yellow paint.
Oh yeah, I'm driving. We lived at 216 Oakland Drive,
Right.
and
The house.
our house we rented. And I saw this enlisted guy painting the sidewalk with a yellow paint.
Bus stops.
But and I said, "What are you gonna do with the rest of the paint?" He said, "I don't throw it away." I said, "Can I have it?" He gave it to me. I brought it home and
Red Formica.
I painted it yellow.
I painted it bus stop yellow in a rented house.
In a rented house.
It was awful Formica.
Oh,
Red.
God.
So disgusting.
This is improvement.
It was an improvement.
And it came with a wringer dryer, a washing machine with a wringer.
All right.
Remember that? Crazy.
Yeah, I would not have given those 2 years up forever. We actually going to get married after we got out of the Army. But JFK
Uh,
extended every people on
Yes.
duty
Berlin,
next year.
oh.
Berlin
Was it-
blockade was going on.
Berlin crisis it
Yeah.
was.
Yeah.
So then we decided to get married while in the military.
Okay.
Because if the crisis, we would have gotten
You would
married.
wait another year or something. Yeah, we didn't want to
Oh,
wait
would have
that
been,
long.
yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Longer.
So that was wild. Being the president of the country can enlist men. Call your lawyer and say, "Can you get me out of this?"
There's no way.
No way. When the president says something,
Yeah, that's it.
that's it. God. And then the people who were in the military were really nice. The enlisted guys are so good. They knew what the hell they were doing. We lieutenants wouldn't know a hammer from a screwdriver.
And they just assign you random.
Yeah.
Remember Ray was in an intelligence unit.
Oh
Remember?
God.
Do you remember some
Yeah.
of his stories?
We couldn't talk to him because he's
Top secret.
top secret stuff. He's another guy we used to keep in touch with through the years.
Yeah.
In fact, I talked to him maybe a month ago.
Yeah, good old friends.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember he told me they plotted years later, cities, like they would have to do a plot of a city in Germany or someplace, they're going to attack,
Oh, I
right
see.
kind of stuff.
Yeah.
No, when they didn't, I know he used to tell D stuff before they got
Yeah.
married. Oh, tell him about the two of you living together. You and Ray, before you got married, both of you,
Oh, we were
saving money.
saving money, and we went to the PX and bought food, and we cooked in our barracks.
Yeah.
Can you imagine? I mean,
A hot plate or something?
everything. We
What
had
did the PX cost for dinner?
nothing.
Like
It was
$1.50.
And we were saving money.
By cooking yourself.
But look, we gotta realize we were making $222.30 a month.
Okay.
That's what we were making, and we're trying to save a couple of bucks.
It's like $2,500 a year or something like that.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, and they were both getting married, so they were saving for the ring,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
God, it was funny. Well, I would not have given that up. Thinking about it, I would never have given up.
Yeah.
Meeting nice people.
Yeah, the draft, the draft was a great leveler. All guys from all over met each other and found out who they called them Brooklyn, or they called them Iowa, whatever they.
So the lieutenants you're friends with, were they all from New York area? Or they're from?
Three of them from Lafayette, right?
Yeah. So it was Pennsylvania, New York, and so on.
Yeah, Connecticut.
I'll never forget Bob Messina. He's a lieutenant assigned a company commander in a unit, and soon after, one of his men was going to be leaving the army. He was out, so they went downtown to have a party, and he got stabbed to death.
Ooh.
So Bob had to advise his parents of what took place, and it was tough.
Yeah. 22-year-old kid.
So, young guy on his way out, did his duty and got in a stupid fight.
Yeah.
Amazing. Absolutely amazing. Yeah. I can't think of anything else other than it's an experience. It was really an experience.
You just stop this. There.